Atlanta's doing hip hop station. It's Hot 107.9. Your Dirty J Nix Fly's got radio.
DJ Cash, the fly Haitian kid. I'm in the
And
building.
we got the man himself. You know what I'm saying? Some photographer. He's a great photographer, a wonderful photographer.
He be around.
He be around. You know what I'm saying? Just doing little shit here and there. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, no, Cam Kirk has been doing really big stuff. You know what I'm saying? As far as photography world, you know about the school that we talked about before, and just always pushing the barrier as far as photography and art, man. Cam Kirk is in the building, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
What's going on, man?
Thanks for having me, man.
Again, what's new?
Home,
What's
man.
you
Home.
always got something going on, man.
Man, you got to stay going. You got to keep it going. Keep it fresh. You know, stay on people's radar, stay on people's minds.
Okay, so before we do that, like, get into that and what you got going on, like, what is the drive coming from as far as like even for photography and this art that you've created?
Man, I'm inspired by just the levels of success I've been able to achieve. So, every time I cross one finish line, I just push another one back and keep going. So, I mean, I'm just inspired and trying to push barriers and find ways to kind of bridge the gap and open up more doors for, aspiring photographers or people coming after me to really see that this is a real job. This is a real thing. This isn't just a hobby. You know what I mean? I want a third grader to be able to tell their teacher, I want to be a photographer when I grow up, and it not be crazy.
But here's the thing about you, though. Like, you seem to be way more than a photographer.
Of course.
So sometimes if somebody asks me about you, it's kind of hard to describe
That's perfect.
who you are. You know what I mean?
That's perfect.
Because you're awake. Like, in my opinion, I almost feel like eventually you're going to have to drop the cam.
That's my real name.
Oh, word. So it's not
Yeah.
like short for camera.
Nah. That's
Oh, okay.
My real
See,
name.
I see you don't know him that well. Guess I don't.
But I mean,
It's destiny.
I thought it was a
Nah,
photographer thing.
Nah. I mean, to be honest, I encourage all photographers to drop any camera or the
Anything
shooter,
associated
whatever
with,
your
yeah.
name is. I encourage you to drop
Starter
that.
cam.
Yeah.
We just dropped that on his manager. Drop.
Wait, first of all, my cam stands for something else, and yeah.
Sure it
Let's
does.
clear that up. Let's clear that up right now.
No, but like it seems like when people talk about Atlanta and they talk about like the success and how Atlanta people come together, people like you come to mind because it seems like you're the ultimate curator. You know what I
appreciate
mean?
that.
Like it seems like when you see people that come together and alliances that form, somehow, some way down the line, you had something to do with that in one way or
Yeah.
another. So how does it feel to like? Does that sometimes overshadow the photography?
I mean, I'm happy it does because, like you said, I'm more than a photographer. Like,
Right.
That was obviously my way in the door, but my vision stretched way further than that. So
Right.
when you think of me, I want you to think of me in 5 different ways. I want you to think of me when you need a photo done. I want you to think of me when you need a studio space because you can rent my space.
Right.
I want you to think of me when it comes to business or marketing ideas. So, I mean, that was the jump. That was from the jump, like the goal.
Right.
To never be boxed in to one dimension. You know what I mean?
Right.
So how can you constantly have how do you constantly position yourself to have your hands in everything? Because I mean, we just recently had an event, and I'm thankful to be a part of. I appreciate you. You know, anytime you call me, brother, I'm gonna be there.
Yeah.
It was really a dope event doing Super Bowl. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like, how was you able to even put that event together? And tell us about that event.
Yeah, so Super Bowl, we partnered, my studio partnered with Nike, and we actually created a replica of what we do on a daily, for Atlanta's creative scene. And we put it on a large scale, did it with Nike at the Westside Cultural Arts Center. We had some amazing panel talks. We had some amazing performances from favorite artists, everyone from 21 to DJ Esco to Sunny Digital. And we also just had a space where, kind of how you can do at my studio now, but at this space on like steroids, you were able to come in, design your own Nike shoes, design your own Nike jerseys, do a photo shoot over there. You were able to actually buy merch. You were able to hear talks from some of your favorite athletes. Like, it was just an amazing all-around experience. But I'm thankful, that Nike saw something in what we're doing in the studio, and they saw something in Atlanta's creative scene, and realized that it's more than just what you think about when you think of Atlanta, but let's put the highlight on like some other aspects of the city.
So what do you think that we can do as far as a culture to continue growing besides you, and what can a lot of young people out there can do to, as far as a culture? Because I think sometimes people feel like it's limited. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't really they have dreams, but they don't expand the way your dreams expand.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't reach outside 285 sometimes. So how can we expand like our curators and our young people to go outside of 285?
Man, I think it just starts with just, taking the shackles off your imagination and thinking more limitless. And I know that's easier said than done, but I think one of the things I wanted to do with my career is as an example of someone that's typically behind the scenes or in the shadows, and show that there's no boundaries to what I could do.
Right.
And that's where we're at today with the label. It's like, man, 2 Chainz got a label, Drake got a label, Lil Wayne got a label. Why can't I have a label? You know what I'm saying?
Explain that, because when I first heard about it, again, you're involved in things in so many different ways. Sometimes it's like I'm not even clear.
Yeah.
I just know I've got put onto this because Cam put me onto this. You know what I mean? I don't know. And they be like, so how did Cam put this together? I'm like, I don't know. He's always involved. So like, and I've heard so many different things like, oh, like you're the photographer for the label, or you just help put the label together. So what is your actual involvement in this coming to fruition?
I'm the founder, the creator, the originator, the whatever you want to say. I definitely have a strong team that I came to the table with on this one. But basically the idea is it's challenging a narrative. Like, it's challenging a position that I feel the industry has, where it's like we only expect label thoughts or even investments to be thinking of within, one realm of creativity, one medium of creativity, and that's usually music creators, artists, and now thankful to like Metro Boomin and Mike Will, the newer age guys, they've pushed boundaries for producers.
Right.
But when you look at other areas that actually influence hip hop culture and actually influence record sales, influence, market share in the game, no one is really given, in my opinion, a photographer enough credit and respect.
Right.
So the idea being is that we know if you take your favorite rapper, what they produce in the studio is just their service. That's just their craft. But then you put them on tour. You make money off them touring. You give them endorsement deals. They might rep a liquor brand or rep whatever.
Right.
You get that. They might shoot a ad campaign for a Foot Locker or Adidas or something. They get money off that.
Right.
You might produce merch for them. They get money off that. Well, my career being a blueprint or a guinea pig, I've done damn near everything I just mentioned.
Right.
And been monetized in the same ways. So it's like, yeah, my craft is pushing a button and taking photographs, but I sell merch. You know what I mean? I've been traveling the world and did my work and put my work on different places that you can consider a tour that's been monetized. I have endorsement deals, the same deal that, the same companies that kind of back Quavo with Martell and 21 with Avion. I have that same deal. And I was able to build a business in the studio off of my following and my craft, Cam Kirk Studios, which is the most booked studio in the South.
So it's almost like I've done everything on each level for every other brand. So why not basically put it all under one roof for myself?
And why not give this blueprint to other photographers and open up their horizons to think like you can make money other than just getting booked for a shoot.
Right.
Getting booked for a shoot is one thing, but what else do you do with your other time? It's just like a rapper can get paid for a feature, but imagine if he just stopped there. It's like, no, you could do more than just actually rap. Go perform, go tour, go sell merch, go do these other things. And that's what we're trying to open up for other people to see, that photographers can do it the same way. And I'm not alone by this. Like, there's other really dope photographers who are monetizing their craft and their influence the same way. It's all like influential talent management when it all comes down to it.
Right.
So basically, like what you pretty much did is you created a label for creatives or photographers.
Yeah.
But when you created this label, you gave it a name. And explain why you gave it the name Collective Gallery.
Well, Collective Gallery, I don't know how it came to me. It's actually 3 years ago. So, last time I feel like I was up here and you guys support, it was launched more as a school. Originally, it was a program that I just wanted to kind of like network and teach other photographers a little bit of the game that I had.
Right.
And that was before I opened up Cam Kirk Studios officially. So for the 2 years that I've been running Cam Kirk Studios, I've actually got to work directly with established photographers, aspiring photographers, and those kind of on the come up, and some of those on my same level. And I've been able to build more of a unity and a community amongst others to see, like, what do we need? Where are we missing? Where is everybody kind of lacking? Like, everybody kind of hits a standstill at some point where they have to pivot, and they've been working with this rapper for 3 years, but what's next? Like, what do they do next? And it's been something I've been mentoring a lot of people on and never actually monetizing or making a business behind it. But now it's more of a mission to do it. So the name Collective Gallery, I would love to say it has some crazy meaning, but it was just a dope name. So I just thought it was tight. I thought it represented like the gallery. Obviously, you think photography,
Right.
and then you think a collective, like us coming together. That's one of the reasons why calling it a label was important. Like, I wanted it to be something we rep. Like, this isn't just a photo agency.
Right.
Like, nah, like you signed to the label, you a part of the family. Like
It's deeper than photos.
deeper. Yeah, it's
Right.
like Cash Money. It's like it's like OVO. It's like you own this label. It's QC. It's all that. Like we rep it, and we do it together. And it's really a label. Like when you get signed, you get a check. Like
Right.
this isn't like an agency where we're just saying we're going to make a check off of you, but it's going to be a direct investment.
So is it
that
only for
we've done.
photographers, or is it like,
Yeah, 'cause I was
like
thinking,
you
like,
said, is it limitless? And
Yeah,
like,
because it seems bigger than just like as far as creators, because you can even get involved with like a lot of these young videographers that's coming out here like creating all this dope content that's really kind of getting played. Like,
Facts.
you know what I'm saying? Which is like, of course, being a record exec, you know what I'm saying, myself, an upcoming record exec, you definitely want to keep a low ball if you have a good person. But reality is that these kids should be getting paid for their creativity.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? As far as
Everybody
editing and
should be.
everything.
Nah, I agree. I mean, I look at content creators, whether it be directors or photographers, as like a new form of DJing, because there are a lot of
whoa, Camp. I'm
there are a lot of music artists that's getting
Cut him out his
broke.
job.
A lot of music artists getting broke by their image. Like you
Right,
see
right.
Takashi or whatever, and it's the image that
Ooh,
makes
don't
you
talk about the snitch, bitch. Okay, my bad. I had to get that off.
It's their image that's actually breaking them at times, and that's actually pushing people to actually go buy their music through memes and other things that we've done. So when I think of it like that, it definitely, everything I do is limitless. I never put myself in a box. So of course, the natural progression is to cover all realms.
Right.
The natural progression is for this to be the new label, and we take music off of the word and it just becomes a label. The natural progression is this business model is adopted, across the world, with major labels as well, where they understand like we can invest in more influential parts of hip hop culture than just the music, the person that creates the music. I can have the person that creates the music, the person that does the video, the person that does the album cover, the shoots, all in one house.
Which is
And
basically what a label does.
yeah, and actually monetize each one.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's the same idea. So eventually it will, we hope to grow to all levels and maybe even come back to music artists, eventually. But I'm gonna stick to where my expertise level is at and where my resources lie the most and where my blueprint lies the most, and that's where photographers to start this thing off.
Do you think it's a industry thing or a generational thing or maybe even a racial thing? Because like when you see other big companies, man, like Disney's and the brilliant people who thought of, they don't just do cartoons. Disney doesn't just do cartoons. They do everything, from the merch to movies to everything. Why do you think it is that photographers don't, think past photography?
I think it's more of a industry thing where they just haven't been taught that they can do that. I mean, photography is a very humbling experience. I mean, you spend your whole day looking behind a screen at other people all day.
Right.
Your job is to make the other person look great and look good.
Right.
And I think a lot of people just get comfortable in that idea. And then you'll find a lot of photographers that hate being in front of the camera. Like they really prefer to be behind the camera. And I was like that at the beginning. But I just think that a lot of photographers just don't even know that that's a thing. That's an option. They thinking with limits on themselves. And I think that everything I've done in my career, whether it be the billboards I was putting up, the trap exhibit that I did, the studio that I opened, it's like, it's slowly opening more photographers to see, like,
Right.
I didn't even know I could do that. Even just recently, shout out to QC, Lil Baby, and Gunna, the plaque I got from them as a gift, and other artists have sent me plaques. It's like, I posted that to show people, like, yo, you don't have to be the one
Producing the
producing
music.
a record to
Right.
get recognition and to be a part of history.
Right. There's other facets
There's
of the
other
industry.
facets of it, and I hope that opens up other photographers to know, like, yo, go get your plaques.
Right.
Yo, go stand up for what you did, take credit for what you did. Understand your involvement into the culture, and let's stand up. Let's get our recognition. I watch producers do it. I watch DJs do it. Artists have been doing it. And I think now it's our turn.
Dope.
Well, I definitely want to salute you on everything you're doing, dog. And super salute, man. Keep pushing the culture forward. How can they get in contact with you?
Man,
And how can they be a part of this collective gallery? Because I know you put it out there through a post that Forbes made an article on, but like let people know how they can actually get a part and be a part of this collective gallery.
Man, we're gonna be sharing a lot of information about collective gallery in the next coming weeks. But first thing I would say is like just stay in tune with me. I'm on Instagram at @TheCamKirk. If you actually want to run into me, if you're actually into networking, want to kind of show me some of your work, and if you haven't been by the studio, a lot of times you can catch me at the studio, Cam Kirk Studios.
Right across from Magic City.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you came
To see some wings and breasts and come over to Cam Kirk.
Come on
and
over.
model in a dress. There it is. Hello.
There you go.
Hello.
So definitely get in touch with us. You can get in touch with John Rose. He's on Instagram at Laura J. Rose. You can get in touch with Ari. You can get in touch with Marley. The whole team, man. We all out here.
There it is, man. Durtty Boyz, Outlaw 79, Cam Kirk.